My question to you was whether or not you, whilst announcing that you would not listen to those who had said, let the virus rip, had you used the words used the words yourself. You deny that. So could you please look at the diaries?
Sorry, what I'm saying is that this was a phrase in common parlance at the time, and remains so.
Sir Patrick Vallance's diary is 273901, page 92.
Yes.
Actually having a discussion, a meeting with the PM about, quote, letting it rip, page...
But I don't wish to be
I'm just going to put...
repetitive, but this is exactly what you'd expect me to be talking about at this stage. This is June 2020.
I'm going to show you all the ones, Mr. Johnson, out of fairness. The Prime Minister meeting begins to argue for letting it rip, saying, yes, there will be more casualties, but so be it. They've had a good innings. 439. We should let it rip a bit. 150. He's obsessed with older people accepting their fate. 230. Obsessed with the average age of death being 82, which is longer, you believe, than the average life expectancy. Get COVID, live longer, you said. We're in a really tough spot, a complete shambles. I really don't want to do another national lockdown. You are told that if you want to go down this route of letting go, you need to tell people, you need to tell them you're going to allow people to die. Was your position, Mr. Johnson, that in light of your views secretly held about people dying having reached their time anyway, that you were obliged to reject the advice of your advisors that there be a circuit breaker?
No.
That there be no national lockdown until the last possible moment?
No.
And that you would try a tier system?
No. 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 So the implication of the implication that you're trying to draw from those conversations is completely wrong. And my position was that we had to save human life at all ages, and that was the objective of the strategy. And by the way, that is what we did. If you look at what we actually did, never mind the accounts that you have culled from people's jottings from meetings that I've been in. If you look at what I actually said and what I actually did, and there is abundant quotation from me, millions of words that I spoke in Parliament or in press conferences or whatever. If you look at what we actually did, we went into lockdown as soon as we could the first time round, and we sensibly went for a regional approach when the disease picked up again, and then again went into lockdown on the 30th, 31st of October. And I think, frankly, it does not do justice to what we did, our thoughts, our feelings, my thoughts, my feelings, to say that we were remotely reconciled to fatalities across the country, or that I believe that though it was acceptable to let it rip. What I was asking, and I had to do this, I had to, and we covered a lot of this yesterday, but I had to challenge the consensus in the meeting. You've got to understand that these meetings comprised an overwhelming number of very, very talented, brilliant public health officials, civil servants, and so on, and scientists. And I was representing the only layperson in the meeting. Well, apart from the occasion there would be other politicians, but I was basically, I had to speak for everybody who wasn't in the meeting and who wanted these points put to the scientists before I went out to explain them. I had to get their version of why this wasn't the case. Why wasn't it true that the as people were continuously saying in the media and elsewhere, that it was the answer was to shield the elderly, protect the elderly, and to let it rip otherwise. I needed to have the counter arguments. And if you want to look at what I thought, why didn't you look at what I actually said in Cabinet and what I did?